My name is Amelia. I am currently a student in the Occupational Therapy Assistant program at Bryant Stratton College in Wisconsin. I've created an educational video on job interview skills. The population this is intended for is adults with mental health conditions such as drug and alcohol addiction. Some safety concerns prior to getting started is that anyone watching the video should have the cognition to be able to identify socially appropriate versus socially inappropriate behaviors. Also, the video is intended for individuals who have already gained an interview but are getting ready to prepare for that interview, or for individuals who may not yet have an interview but would like to prepare for one. Lastly, please ensure that anyone watching this video has someone watching and helping them. There will be activities that the individual needs to practice in person with someone else. Supplies required for the video are a notebook and a pen or a pencil to take notes. Additionally, users will need internet access to complete activities throughout the video. If the user does not personally have internet access, please keep in mind an alternative resource for them to gain that internet access, such as the library, a family member's house, or if they're a veteran, the VA may have resources to gain internet access. Please pause the video and feel free to gather any of the required supplies prior to getting started. Throughout this video, we will discuss different strategies to help prepare anyone watching with the tools to prepare them for a successful job interview. Please keep in mind that these tools won't guarantee you the job. However, they will help you be prepared and professional for the interview. When going into a job interview, it's nice to have some background information on the company. This will allow for discussion of the company and shows the employer that the interviewee has done some research. To do this, anyone can conduct a simple Google search on the company. For example, if someone was preparing for an interview at Whole Foods, they could simply go to www.wholefoodsmarket.com, scroll to the bottom, and click on About Whole Foods Market. There, they would find a lot of information about the company. This information could be brought up by the interviewee during the interview. For this example, they could state that they are very excited to work for this company because of the Whole Kids Foundation it has, which supports schools and inspires families to improve children's nutrition and wellness. Being competent of the history of the company anyone intends to work for will set them apart from the pack of individuals applying for that position. Do the research and be knowledgeable about the company and specific things that you like about its missions and standards. It's always important to dress and look professional for an interview. Anyone watching this video should ensure to shower the morning of or the night before an interview. Be sure to apply deodorant before getting dressed. Ensure hair is brushed, teeth are brushed, nails are trimmed, and face is clean and well kept. For women, do not wear too much makeup. If there isn't access to any of these resources, try reaching out to a local community shelter, churches, or the VA if applicable, to assist you in preparing in this way. For attire, some ideas for men are long-sleeve dress shirts that are tucked in, a suit if the position is a corporate interview, pants, a belt, a tie, and dark shoes that are conservative. Little to no jewelry is recommended. as well as a limited amount of cologne or aftershave. It shouldn't be too overpowering. Here's a picture of what professional dress would look like for males. As you can see, there's a list of do's and don'ts on this image. Please pause the video and talk through the text written on this image with the person helping. For females, a nice blouse with a skirt or pants is best, or a dress. Keep in mind, if wearing a skirt or dress, proper skin-colored nylons should be worn as well. Jewelry should be limited, and perfume should not be too overpowering. Here is an example of professional dress for females. As you can see, this image has a list of do's and don'ts for professional attire for women. If this applies to you, please feel free to pause the video and talk through the text written on this image with the person helping. Before applying for the position, anyone watching this video most likely had a resume. If not, please pause the video and discuss with the person helping you on how to obtain and create a resume. Additionally, letters of recommendation can be obtained if anyone watching does not have one yet. These can be given by asking a professional reference, someone like a previous employer, instructor, or anyone else that you may have a professional relationship with. Feel free to pause the video and discuss further on how to obtain a letter of recommendation with the person helping you. When going into an interview, ensure multiple copies of the resume, letters of recommendation, and reference sheet are printed off. Have at least 5 copies of each, even if the company already has copies of them. Bring these with to the interview. Ensure there are no spelling errors or discrepancies on these documents. Placing them all in a folder to remain organized would be beneficial. Ensure these are placed in a spot that you will remember them in the morning. For example, in the car, or maybe next to the jacket that you're going to bring. This will help ensure you don't forget them. Ensure to plan ahead the night before the interview. Make sure the location of the interview is known, and it even may be beneficial to do a test run of getting to the interview location the day prior. Take the bus or drive to see how long it takes to get there. The day of the interview, allow enough time to get to the interview at least 15 minutes prior to the start time. The night before, lay out the outfit that will be worn. Ensure all documents that will be brought are lying next to the outfit and are ready to go. Additionally, plan to bring a notebook and a pen or a pencil to jot down notes if needed while at the interview. Here is a list of all of the items to bring to the interview. Feel free to pause the video here and jot down this list for reference. Now, let's practice for the actual interview. I have a list of common questions that are asked in interviews. Please pause the video after each question and respond. Discuss the response and how to answer in the best way with the person helping you. Remember, feel free to pause after each of these questions and talk through each question and how to respond best. Question 1. Tell me about yourself. Question 2. What do you know about this company? This is where that research that you've done really would come in handy. Question 3. What interests you about this job opening? Question 4. What is your greatest achievement? Question 5. Tell me about a difficult situation you were faced with and how you dealt with it. Question 6. Tell me about a time you were confronted with an unpleasant customer and how you dealt with it. Question 7. Why should we offer you the job? Question 8. What are 3 of your strengths? Question 9. What are 3 of your weaknesses? And question 10. Why are you no longer with your last job? So as I said, please pause if you haven't already and discuss through each of these questions with the person helping you. Also, the employer may ask you, what questions do you have? Don't say none. Don't be afraid to ask the employer questions. A few potential questions to ask are, what type of people are successful here? What do you like about working here? What is the company culture? And what would you like me to accomplish here? These are just 4 basic questions to ask. This will help to ensure that this really is the right position and company for you to work for. It's always a good idea to send a thank you email or letter following a job interview. If email is available, it's best to email the thank you letter within 24 hours of the interview. This allows the interviewee to continue to make a good impression on the employer. In the note, include your interest in the position and your qualifications. Here's a list of what to include in a thank you letter. First, the subject line. A short, straightforward subject line like, thank you for your time, works best. Then, the personalized greeting. Always begin an email with that greeting. An example of this would be, hello, Mr. Johnson, or whatever the interviewer's name is. Or something like, dear Mr. Johnson. Use whatever name the interviewer provided you with when you first met. Then continue with a note of appreciation. Start with an expression of gratitude. Thank the interviewer for taking the time to meet with you. Include the job title for clarity. Then, recap your qualifications. Provide a short recap of the experience and background that you have. This section should be brief since the interviewer should already be aware of these things. Then connect the qualifications that you have to the position and express why you're such a strong candidate. Then, prompt them to take the next step. To close the note, encourage the hiring manager to take the next step to hiring you. Reference what was learned during the interview to complete this section. And lastly, include your contact information. Provide your email address and phone number below the closing statement. Here's an example of a thank you email I've created. Feel free to pause the video and talk through this example email with the person helping you. Thank you for watching my educational video on job interview skills. I hope anyone watching gained new tips and tricks on how to succeed in future interviews. Occupational therapy providers, please remember to provide feedback on implementation of the video using the link provided below in the video description. Thank you for your time.